Hello, good morning from madness. So basically today I'm planning to get this living room blitzed because it's a mess. I'm going to clean it all, hoover, all that kind of stuff so we can put up the Christmas tree. I normally wait till 12th of December to put my Christmas tree up. Traditionally, Jack's giving us a tune. So yeah, I normally wait till the 12th to put my Christmas tree up, but this year Alan said, please, can we put the Christmas tree up earlier? He's not normally like that, but the reason he wanted to do it was because Jack really loves lights at the moment, I guess because of his age. He's 8 months, he loves flashy things, he loves sparkly things, all that kind of stuff. And he really likes trees, weirdly. So why would we not put our Christmas tree up early? So we're gonna have a little speed clean and then we're gonna get our decorations up. Hi, so we have tidied to within an inch of our life. We're happy. We're not completely happy because this little man, he now needs a nap. He's getting a little bit sleepy. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get a wee cup of tea. You're going to go down for a nap. Mum's going to get a shower. And then we are going to start getting the Christmas tree together, which I'm quite excited about. Your dad's not feeling very well though, is he? So we're going to be making him some blackcurrant, hot blackcurrant. He just wants to get in about everything. I'm actually dreading putting this tree up because honestly the amount of times I've had to move him away from things in a normal day-to-day situation, never mind when there's a tree up, so we will see. We actually haven't bought any new Christmas decorations this year. We don't tend to buy loads every year, but sometimes I like to freshen things. But what we did buy was this for Jack, because it's a J, isn't it? A J for Jack. Yeah, so that's a little bubble to put on the tree for him. I think we got that in Asda actually, because we definitely bought these in Asda and we didn't really need new lights for the tree. But last year when I was pregnant with this little one, I couldn't put the lights up around the windows and I asked Alan to do it and he broke my lights, so we ended up buying new ones, but they're not the same colour as my tree, which kind of bothers me. So I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I was just like, that's white and that's yellow, or that's white and that's soft white, whatever. And so I bought those ones because it's like 500 lights for the tree, and then the ones that were on the tree I'm going to try and put up round about the windows. If that will work, we will see. If not, we'll just have the white ones again, it'll be fine. We've had our tree and our lights now for, well, till I had them before I moved in here with Alan, so could be 8 years, so I think we deserve to get some fresh lights, no? Anyway, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea. I'm gonna make a cup of tea and then we are gonna put you down for a nap and get on with things. Hi, so it now looks like it's pitch black at night. It looks as if loads of hours have passed, but it's actually only 3 o'clock and this is how dark it is. So I have got a wee light on for this. I feel like I look really orangey despite, I think it's cause I've got like a little desk light and then I've got my actual light that I usually film with. Totally irrelevant to the situation, but I've got my Santa Paws jumper on and I'm about to dry my hair. I thought I would hop on and just mention this again. This is the Living Proof Triple Blonde Complex and I'd said to you that I was using this pretty much whenever I'd washed my hair. I realised though you were actually meant to use it once a week, so now I've been doing that. And what I do is, like, when it's at this damp stage, once I've combed through, then I put a couple of pumps of this through. Now it says put 1 or 2, or start with 2 pumps and then basically work up for your length of hair. So at the moment I've been feeling like I need 3, and then you comb through it and then you leave it for 10 minutes and then you blow dry your hair and it's supposed to help it strengthen. I actually feel wildly like my postpartum hair loss has started now that Jack is 8 months old. I never had anything at all throughout, because people say it happened about 12 weeks and all that kind of stuff, and then I think about 5 or 6 months in I thought, clearly I've skipped it. And then Jesus fuck, like the amount of hair that is falling out of my head at the moment is unreal. So I'm using that loads because I'm really hoping it's not, it's difficult because sometimes Jack's pulling at your hair and I don't know if it's breakage or if it's cause I've dyed a wee bit more of it, it's just snapping, or if it is just postpartum hair loss, because at the moment I feel like I'm going to be bald within next week. But I don't have a lot of like bald areas like round the front or anything. It's more like I feel it just through my hair getting thinner. Anyway, so I thought it would come on. I'm going to change my sensor now. That's the thing, like you have plans of being like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then you realise all the things you've got to do in a day, like clean the place first. I probably should have done it yesterday. Clean the place, and then he's got to have his lunch, he's got to take a nap, we've got to have our lunch, all that stuff, have showers, and then before you know it, you're like, it's 3 o'clock and I've not started putting the tree up, and I've still got this sensor to put on. So these are my Guardian 4 sensors. For anybody who doesn't know, I am diabetic. I did a whole like vlog series when I was pregnant with my diabetes, but if you're new here and you're predominantly here for beauty, skincare, lifestyle bullshit, you might not know this about me, but I'm a type 1 diabetic and I wear an insulin pump. So I have a new thing. I say new, I've been on it since September. This is the Guardian 4 sensor. I tried the Guardian 2 in pregnancy, absolutely fucking hated it. It was awful, but the technology of the new one, this is the newest model, is amazing. So it basically means that my blood sugar gets sent to, or my sensor sends the blood sugar to my pump constantly and tweaks my insulin usage throughout the day, and I wear it for 7 days and then I have to renew it. So unfortunately today is the day I have to renew it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that first. I feel like this is the thing sometimes, like it's tough being a mum whoever you are, but I'm thankful I've got Alan because I can say I'm going to take him for a minute till I do this. But if this was to stop working during the week when I had Jack, I would be a bit like, oh, I have to wait till Alan gets home to get a bit of help to take time to do this. And it's things like that that you just totally don't realise take your time up, like you don't get a minute to do, and it's tough. It's really tough. Right, so this is also the back of my arm. You can probably see where I've had one on before. It's a little bit lighter there. I've put the thing in there, right? There is a needle, sorry, anybody's worried about it. And then I just squeeze the sides. Boop. That is it in my arm. So there is an actual thing sticking out my arm at the moment. What I do is this just pulls out, right? Ready, 1, 2, 3. Poof, that's it done. Needle is gone. Needle is gone, and it's all safely disposable. And then what I do is this little like flicky bit, make sure that comes out, and then I apply this sensor onto the endy bit here. Really technical. So my pump at the moment is saying searching for sensor signal. So when I unplug it from this, this will start flashing green, and then hopefully it will find it, and then that will be that. Sometimes it can be a little bit fiddly and doesn't find it, and then you're like, oh, for God's sake, see it flashing there? Can you see it? And just plug it in. There we go. So I don't put that tape on just yet, because if it doesn't find it, I think, do you know what, I'm gonna have to wait a minute. And then it says sensor connected, so then you just have to say start new sensor, and it has found it. And then it takes a few hours for it to warm up, maybe an hour or 2. Sometimes it's quicker than other times. But then what I do, this is the fucking fiddly part, and this is why sometimes I'll need Alan to help me. I've got these wee sticky things to put over the top of it, because obviously if you're showering and things like that, you don't want this just falling off or flapping about or anything. So I pop these on to my arm, like so, can we see? Then I peel this one off and fold it over that little bit there. Now, you could just leave it like that. I like to give it 2 stickers. I actually like to put a Tegaderm over the top as well, because I am so fearful that it will just come off, or Jack will grab it off or something, because these are not cheap. I don't have to pay for them because I'm here in the UK, but I don't like to waste them, and with it being a bit fiddly to do every 7 days, I would like to just leave it to have to do it every 7 days rather than any more frequently. So that's a second one on there, and then finally I put on a Tegaderm as well. So all this stuff just goes in the bin now. And basically, once this warms up, then it will start reading my blood sugar and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I have to enter a blood glucose to make sure it's reading a similar reading to the sensor, but it's pretty straightforward from there. So this is my hair now blow dried. It's not totally blow dried, it's still kind of damp in the back, but who could be arsed? But I thought I would just show you once I've used that. It gives it a beautiful shine, I do have to say. I desperately need my hair done. I'm actually in 2 minds whether to chop it all off again. Not all off, but like short the way it was. Usually I kind of go between it being kind of long and being pretty short, bob length. So I might go back to that, because the way it's falling out at the moment, it might just be easier to have shorter hair. I just thought I would quickly show you this from a company called Studio by Superdrug. Studio London by Superdrug. This apparently is not a new company. A follower of mine kindly let me know that if you've ever been in Superdrug and bought yourself maybe like an eyelash curler or a makeup bag, things like that, tweezers, that Studio London from Superdrug has been about for a long time, but now they are making makeup. And I'd done this look on Instagram stories the other day. The lighting here is shit, but I'm in two minds whether to make a video about them or not. She'd kind of been like, it would be really good to see a video on that, but I'm trying to squeeze in a million other things at the moment. I'm just taking a little bit of Physicians Formula butter bronzer through the crease because this is what I'd done the other day with it, and because I'm not really going anywhere fancy today, I've not got any foundation on or anything like that. Sometimes I just can't be bothered with that stuff. And I'm going to take a little bit of this, which is Gifted Gold, and these are like eyeshadow pigments, like liquid pigments, and I'm just going to pop this on the centre to make it a little Christmassy but not too crazy. I'd used one of the other ones as well when I'd filmed those stories for Instagram, and I used this one, which is called Emerald Mermaid, but I'm going to keep it a little bit more neutral and just do it the same on one eye for this today. Right, come on. That fills you with more dread? Why is it that actually putting up the tree and dressing it with lights always feels like the longest bit in the world? Now I get to do the fun bit, but would you like to see my helpers? They're really, really helpful. Alan is just about to go and start us a roast chicken dinner. Perfect. And I am just about to go and bath Jack because it's getting kind of close to his bedtime. But I thought I would show you the baubles on my tree because my tree is kind of traditional, but it's not all matching. I very much like the fact that it's all mishmash of stuff. So I'm going to show you the baubles. Here is the tree. As I said, total mishmash of stuff. I know some people will not enjoy this. This will not be their aesthetic. I've still to put the star on. But it's because all of our baubles mean something to us. We've either picked them up along the way on trips that we've been on, or I've bought them for a certain reason. There is a few trimmings there, like these bows and stuff like that, that are a bit matchy, but I don't have like just matching baubles. So I'll zoom in and let you see them.